Hey guys, I very quickly want to give an example of how to use Curator. So as to illustrate the interface that we have for Curator, there is a little bit of learning curve, but once you learn it, it's a very powerful way to generate prompt LLMs as well as to generate a lot of synthetic data. So let's take a very quick example. So in this case, what I want to do is I want to create poems for these three topics. In general, these can be, think of it, suppose it can be like thousands of topics as well. And in fact, these topics can themselves be what LLMs output. So let's keep this simple. There are three topics. And what we want to do is we want to create one poem per topic. And the way to visualize what we are trying to do is to look into this uh, spreadsheet format. So it's almost like how do I call this, equal to LLM of topic, right? So that's kind of what we are trying to do. So we have this interface called curator.llm. Earlier we called it curator.prompter, but right now we have curator.llm. It's in our dev branch, will be merged soon into main. So uh, looks like cursor wrote all the code before I could get to it. But anyway, so what we are trying to do is we want to apply this object on every topic. So you don't worry about calling this in parallel or calling this sequentially or in parallel. Once you define the interface, it takes care of doing that for you. And let's say what we want is we want a title as well as a poem. So how do we do that? So those are the things that we need to define in curator dot the LLM. So one thing we need to define is prompt function. So it's a lambda, it's a function, so I am here defining it as a lambda. Generate a poem. So in fact, let me just accept this. So the prompt function is generate a poem about a row of topic, right? So going back, forget these two exist. So let's just look at this. Any given row here, it's a Hugging Face data set. Any given row here is a dictionary with the key topic. In fact, let's make this small. And then the value is the actual value, the beauty of sunrise and so on. So that's why when we apply curator, this on the row, so row of topic gives the topic. So this is the prompt function. So the curator.llm internally calls the prompt function, and then it passes the row that we are operating on. So I'm just going to call it poet of topics, right? So poet takes the topic. So internally we are going to call on each topic this, you can think of it as like the LLM is called. So we say, okay, here is the row, give me the prompt function. We get the prompt function. This is the model name, and then we call the LLM, right? But we need to define the output type. So that's the structured output. Class poem untitled equal to field. So let me define this. All right. Yeah. So poem title and response format has been defined, and the parse function is once I get this response, it's an output. What do I do with it? Like, how do I flatten this? And the parse function takes two arguments. The first one is whatever was given to the LLM, so the row, and whatever the LLM output, which is basically in this case instance of a poem. So what we always return is a list which has, it's same as the Hugging Face dataset object format. So there are three keys here in the dictionary: the topic, so row of topic, the poem, and the title. In fact, yeah, let's actually run this and see what happens. So let me also write the pandas. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So we are able to, as you know, you can again see this matches the spreadsheet format that we have, the topic, poem, and the title. In fact, if you don't want the topic, you can actually just delete this, and let's see what happens. Yeah, so just the poem and the title. So right, so that's how we have this. That's the interface that you can think of. In fact, if you want to make things more interesting, what we can do is this can also be generated. The topics can be generated using Curator itself. So let's quickly try that out, right? Topics generator equal to curator.lm prompt function. Generate 10 topics that are suitable for writing a poem. We call GPT-4o mini. Response format is topics. Class topics. Topics is a list of string. And you know, as I was saying, here in this case there is no row, right? It's just we start from scratch, so it's just generate 10 topics, and then the parse function is row comma output. So the parse function here is what was passed to the LLM. In this case there is nothing, and output is an object of the type topics, and this is, as you can see, this is where the list becomes important. So we go through all the topics. Basically, as I said, it's an instance. Output is an instance of topics. Topics has this member called topics. So output of topics is a list of string. So this is a string, and I just say topic is topic of topics. So before I run this, I want to show you, so this part should be clear. I want to show you the dataset viewer, which you can run by calling curator viewer on the command line. So these were the three topics. This is the message we wrote, user message. So generate a poem about, do you remember the F string row of topic? So that's this one, right? And as you can see, it returns a JSON, or basically that matches the pydantic base model that we had specified. So from where we were able to parse the title or extract the title and the poem out. It also gives kind of interesting statistics about like how many tokens were there in the prompt, how many tokens in the completion, meaning the output, how long it took, and so on. And this is, you know, this blue line shows all the requests that were sent. So in this case, we sent all requests, all the three requests at the, using async IO at the same time. And the first response, or actually first two responses came within like 3 seconds. So you can see within 3 and 2. So and then after 7 seconds, the third response came. So you don't need to worry about parallelization or any of those. That's taken care of here. If you hadn't like implemented parallelization, if you are just calling LLM one by one, you would be taking 2 seconds plus 3 seconds plus 7 seconds. That's more, almost, yeah, in this case almost 13 seconds. So yeah, okay, now let's run this topic generator. So topic generator, yeah, topics equal to topics generator. Yeah. So the interesting thing is this you can see is a very clean program here. So you are generating the topics and you are giving the topics to the poet who is going to write the poems. So there is a bunch of logs here. Basically what it shows is it's like sending the request. So in my case what I had was 10 topics, right? So yeah, so that these are the 10 topics and the corresponding titles. So let's go back to our curator viewer. So this was the previous one I was showing. This is the first one, which is sorry. Um, hmm. Actually, what happened here? Um, hmm. Yeah, last updated. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the I had run before, right? So this is the latest one, 1029. Yes, 1129. Create basically, yeah. This is give me 10 topics. It gives a nice JSON with all the 10 topics, and that's what we sent to, I guess, this guy. Sorry. Yeah, about loneliness in a crowded city, blah 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 blah, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's the interface. Thank you.